Hi there, it's Melanie again, and I'm here to talk about the Gather Your Supplies purse. This is part 2 in the video series that I'm doing, and last week I asked you to make a quilt sandwich. This week we're going to talk about finishing, folding, and working on your quilt sandwich. In the magazine article, Quilting Arts Holiday Edition 2014-15, I suggest you make a quilt sandwich with batting, and this is one such quilt sandwich. If you do it this way, you cut it down to the size in the magazine, you will need to finish both of the outer edges. I have already broken the rules in creating a quilt sandwich with no batting. And on this version, without the batting, I finished both of my edges with a clean finish, just folding a 1/4 inch under and again, and then sewing it down. But if you're doing it with a quilt sandwich, you will probably want to take a little piece of bias binding, wrap it around the raw edge of your quilt sandwich, and sew it down. I'd like to talk about the pattern a little bit. Here's the pattern that I showed you in the last episode. This is the front, the right side of the pattern, and this is the wrong side of the pattern, or the inside of what will become the Gather Your Supplies purse. You'll want to fold down the closure flap. So this is a right side together fold, and as you can see, I've done it here. You fold the bag, I'm calling it a bag now. You fold the quilt sandwich in half, and you'll want to tuck about 3/4 of an inch of fabric up into the quilt sandwich. So you see it's kind of like that. After you've done these things, folding down the closure flap and finding out where your gather in the center of the bag is going to be, that is when you will want to hand sew a small pocket onto the back of the purse. This is the general placement of where the scissor pocket goes, and it's found just behind the flap closure fold. So you will want to make a pocket that is just the right size for your pair of scissors. The last thing we need to talk about before we sew our Gather Your Supplies into its final formation, its final pouch-like formation, is the backpack straps. Now, strap tabs, I guess is how I would call it. We will be making spaghetti straps as the backpack styling suggests. I usually use a 1 1/8 inch bias cut fabric in about 70 inches. Your body may be bigger than my body. I only really need 65 inches, but you may need more or you may need less than me. So that's not something I can really tell you exactly how much you're going to need. So these tabs will get folded in half, wrong sides together, so that the right side of the tab shows. My backpack tabs are going to be pinned to the right side, just below the fold down of the closure. An 1/8 inch between the bottom of the closure and the top of the tab. Alright, so you're going to pin all of this in place. You see I have some pins here. I've pinned down my closure. I've pinned my 2 backpack tabs, styling tabs in place. And now I'm just going to take that pin from the top closure and pin the bag in place. Now, you have two seams to sew, one here and one here. You want to do that, and you will want to zigzag stitch that outer edge